That is a wrap on TV's biggest night, but we are just getting started here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to etlive's recap of the 2020 Emmy Awards. I'm Denny Directo, and there is so much to get into. I mean, the Schitt's Creek comedy sweep, Zendaya making history tonight, and not to mention, this was the first ever virtual award show. It was an Emmy Awards like no other. To help me break it all down, we have our very own senior producer and host, Leanne Aguilera of ET Online. And of course, film and media reporter from Variety, Angelique Jackson. You guys, thank you so much for being here. I mean, did it feel a little normal that we got to enjoy the Emmys even though we were at home in sweats?
Yes, is it bad that this feels normal now? This was such a great night. I had so much fun. I was wearing sweatpants, of course, while the show was going on, but you gotta glitz it up a little bit. It's the Emmys, you guys.
Exactly right.
Exactly.
Angelique, what'd you think of the show?
The show was really great. I mean, it was one of those things where we knew that we were in pretty good hands with Jimmy Kimmel, but it was really confirmed this evening. I don't know. Maybe award shows are gonna be like this forever.
It was fun to watch, I got to tell you that. And it was also amazing to see so much Emmy love for one of my favorite shows, Schitt's Creek. Leanne, let's talk about this history-making night, record-breaking night for them.
Oh my gosh, Denny. A Schitt's Creek sweep. I am so excited about this because not only did this beloved show sweep the 4 acting categories, they also won writing, directing, and the series award, making this the first show to have ever done so. And it is so well deserved. They say 6 times the charm, right? Well, I'm just so excited that in their 6th and final season, the cast, the writers, the directors of Schitt's Creek got that love, and that the Roses got their Emmys win. I cannot stop smiling.
The Roses got their flowers.
Yes, they got their trophies.
They really did. And I got to tell you, like you said, you mentioned obviously 6 seasons. It took 6 seasons for this show to get this kind of recognition. Of course, they were nominated last year, but, it's a good way to go out. And they really celebrated. We saw the entire cast and crew together at a viewing party. But I got to tell you, it was also the remarks, the speeches. And there was one after the other. I mean, again, they swept. But it was the acceptance speech for Outstanding Comedy Series that really got me. Take a look in case you guys missed it.
I just wanted to say, for any of you who have not registered to vote, please do so, and then go out and vote, because that is the only way that we are going to have some love and acceptance out there. Please do that. I'm so sorry for making this political, but I had to. Dad, do the rest of the fun stuff.
He'd be remiss if he didn't mention it, right?
Oh my gosh, all those father-son moments just warmed my heart.
But also, I just love because it's a show promoting love and acceptance. So I think it was fitting. Even though Dan was like, I'm not trying to make this political, it made sense given the tone and the message of Schitt's Creek. But let's get into some other major wins. This one was a pleasant surprise to me, Angelique. But Zendaya won Outstanding Actress in a Drama Series.
Like you said already, Denny, she made history, becoming the youngest ever winner in this category at only 24 years old. And I remember when we were just so excited that she was nominated for her performance as Rue. And it was just like the most wonderful, heartfelt moment of the night. She had already come on as a presenter and wore, a stunning dress. And then we get a costume change into this big win. And in addition, it was a huge night for representation in terms of the nominees, 34% being Black actors. So it was a huge win to have Zendaya. And then again, Regina King, who won for Watchmen with her 4th trophy in 5 years, making her tied for the most performance wins for a Black actor with Alfre Woodard.
Wow. Amazing stuff.
Absolutely
And I gotta give a shout out to Leanne, because Leanne, you called the winners of the main categories. You said Schitt's Creek for comedy, you said Watchmen for limited, and Succession for drama. Talk to me about Succession claiming that top prize for the first time.
Oh my goodness, Denny. Well, honestly, you can just talk to any person who has binged Succession and they will automatically tell you best drama on television right now. And so it was so great to see that they really took home the gold this year. This cast is so unparalleled with their acting skills. So I'm just so excited that people are really starting to see how great this show is.
I was going to say, what is that show, do you think, based on the recognition tonight from the TV Academy, that people are going to go run and watch if they haven't yet?
I hope it's Watchmen. I truly hope that if there's one show that people take away from tonight that they're like, oh, got to add that to my streaming queue, it is Watchmen. It is such a fascinating series. They've done such a great job with the graphic novel adaptation, but you don't need to know anything about the graphic novels in order to tune in. Basically, if you know anything about it, just know that, or if you don't know anything about it, just know that Regina King is absolutely flawless in the series, and she was so deserving of this win. So definitely, I would recommend you taking a look at Watchmen.
Angelique?
I was actually going to completely agree. You know, we also had that huge win for Yahya Abdul-Mateen, which was a teensy bit of a surprise. I actually had his co-star, Louis Gossett Jr., winning that category, and he looked so thrilled and also gave a very impassioned speech about how this win was for the Black women in his life and the Black women just in the world that have, you know, that have not been heard. So it was a really beautiful moment. He's, of course, in Germany filming The Matrix, and he has Candyman that was supposed to be coming in October. Now it'll be next year. He's definitely one to watch, and one place to watch him will be Watchmen.
I gotta say, it was amazing to see where a lot of these nominees were Zoom in, Skype in, FaceTiming in from virtually. But there were a couple of actual very famous cameos throughout the night and a lot of moments that the internet went mad over. I'll start with probably my favorite cameo and presenter of the night. Randall Park with, wait for it, an alpaca. We knew an alpaca was coming. We knew it was going to make a special cameo, and here he is in all its glory with Randall Park. I loved it because look at just the alpaca is just so subtly nibbling at Randall's suit. I mean, it doesn't get better than this.
Honestly, it was such a silly gimmick. We knew an alpaca was coming, but it still brought me so much joy when I saw it. So props to the alpaca.
Props to the props.
Alpaca looked very professional. Very
right?
He was ready for his camera time too.
That
alpaca was a star.
I think the alpaca probably got hair and makeup 6 feet apart. I love it. Angelique, what was that moment for you that you thought, oh man, this is going to go viral, or it did?
Well, for me, it was really the presenter that kicked off the show when Jennifer Aniston showed up and had her bit with Jimmy Kimmel. You know, we were expecting him to mostly be by himself, but we saw that a few people had dressed up. So it was nice to see, you know, you bring out the biggest star to the beginning of the show. And they performed their little bit, you know, with the Lysol and burning off the germs from really leaning into the coronavirus of it all. But the best part about the burning off the germs was that it literally turned into a dumpster fire. So if there was any, you know, real comparison to 2020, they just did it right away.
It really started off the show with a bang. And in case you guys missed it, here's that moment.
I will spray it a lot.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a little extreme, Jimmy.
Light it up. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Got it.
Perfect.
Got it. Okay.
And
wait.
Oh.
And it didn't stop there. It kept going. The flames just kept growing. I'm like, you can't make that stuff up. That was probably one of the best unscripted moments I've seen at the Emmys.
It was
I
truly
completely
live.
agree.
It felt like a real live moment.
It really did feel like a live moment. But they really put Jen Aniston to work tonight, huh, Leanne?
They really did. So not only did Jen have to then take off her fireman hat, she raced home so that she could be there for her awards category. But when Jimmy Kimmel checked back in with her, she said she was just chilling at home with her roommates. She didn't mention that her roommates are currently Lisa Kudrow and Courtney Cox. You guys, we got our beloved Friends cameo. I did not think that this was going to happen, but this was the moment where I completely lost my ish. I was so excited to see those three ladies together. Why Jason Bateman was also there, I don't know. I don't care. But the fact that we got Monica, Rachel, and Phoebe all together in 2020, it's making it a bit better.
It's because she has a very popular network of friends, no pun intended there. But I was just appreciative of it because we were supposed to get a Friends reunion soon, but of course that's been postponed because of the pandemic. So we'll just have to settle on that for now, I guess.
Definitely.
All right, let's get into Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, he really ushered in a brand new Emmy Awards like we've never seen before. What did you guys think of him?
I'm going to kick it off by, I've got to say, at the very beginning of the awards show, when he was doing his bits to old footage of people from past years clapping along, and I just didn't quite get it. Like, we knew it was fake. So the fact that they were going through the charade just to then eventually pull off the bit 5 minutes later, that wasn't my favorite part of the night. But I will say that everything from that point on, Jimmy excelled at. He did such a sensational job.
And actually,
Angelique?
you bring up a really good point. You bring up a really good point with that, Leanne, too, because a lot of people at home that are not, in the television business like us, didn't understand that it was fake. There was a lot of people that are like tweeting and texting their friends being like, I thought there were no people that were allowed to be in there. Right. And I think you're right. The bit went on just a little bit too long. If they had done it for maybe the first 45 seconds, a minute or so, I think it would have been pulled off a little bit better. But overall, like I said at the top, we knew we were in great hands with Jimmy. He's been doing this all pandemic long from home. And I don't know if there was anyone better to host the pandemic.
And he'd be the first, I think he even said this in an interview leading up to the Emmy Awards. He's like, things will go wrong. It's like he was almost asking for it. And this is the same man who was at the helm. He was hosting the Oscars during that Best Picture mix-up with La La Land and Moonlight. So I feel like he was prepared for anything, but it went pretty well. Like, it was so seamless, and he had fun with it. He interacted with the presenters. Like, a lot of it was on his shoulders, and he knew that so much, in fact, that I think he was probably anticipating that there would be some trolls waiting to tweet that this Emmys is a dumpster fire, but he beat them to the punch. He brought the actual dumpster fire. You know what I'm saying?
I also liked the fact that he was like, please don't get on our case about the show going long. We are producing this in a completely unprecedented time right now. So if it's going to go a little long, that just bear with us. But they really kept it on schedule. I thought that they really picked up the pace towards the end, and everything went smooth. I was anticipating a list long of glitches and mishaps. We couldn't find anything.
Thankfully,
everything
they did. Yeah. And it was fun to watch, like I said. It was kind of fun to see everyone where they were watching the Emmys, who they were with, what they were wearing.